6 o'clock for my watch. I know we will still have people jumping on as we continue. We had the elementary and early childhood center parent town halls this evening with their principals. So I heard it was a great turnout. So I'm really excited about that. Let me see, give me 1 second. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Okay, so just a few housekeeping rules. For anybody that is an attendee, your camera and your microphone will be turned off this evening, just like normal. So everybody you see on your screen or you hear talking will be the panelists that are going to be presenting today. Also, we have the chat box, which you're going to use today for several reasons, and I'll get to you in a little bit. One thing I do want to remind you is that if you have any questions regarding anything that you see today, my dog is barking. Let me let him out of the office. Give me one moment. Sorry, guys. If you, I lost my train of thought. If you have a question regarding anything that you see today, please put it in the Q&A portion of your bottom of your Zoom. Also, if you have questions, please don't put them in the chat. It makes it really hard for us to populate that data and to put it on an Excel spreadsheet to make sure we get all the questions in one place. Just please put those in the Q&A. Another thing I would like to say, if you have any colleagues that have not been receiving the all employees town hall links, I had a few employees email me today that they hadn't been receiving the links. If they haven't been receiving the links, please have them email me and I will get with technology so they can update that information. Okay, so today, I know I had spoken to some of the principals. What I'm going to do today is McDonald's has been generous and given us a bunch of breakfast combo meal tickets for free. So for everybody that's on here, if the campus that has the most attendees, so this is where you're going to have to use your chat. If the campus, they have to put what campus you're from, your name and what campus, and whoever has the most attendees, I have bundles of these that I will give to your principal to give out to all staff members and employees on the campus. So if we can have everybody start putting your name and your campus in the box, so I can, whoever's the winner, and I will have 3 campus winners and I will have 1 department winner. So whoever has the most, wow, the chat box is blowing up. I can't even keep track of everybody putting their information in. But the campus and the department that have the most employees logged on today will receive a bundle of free breakfast combo meals from McDonald's. So thank you, McDonald's, very much. Wow, there's a lot of people today. Very exciting, very exciting. Let's see, I see a lot of Winston. A lot of Stafford, Memorial. I see a lot of Memorial. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to now start our presentation. Y'all can keep filling in. If anybody jumps on and you see your colleagues on, make sure they put their name. I will remind them at the end of the presentation as well. So I will start sharing my screen. Okay, there is a little lag. So today we have our 11th employee town hall, if I remember correctly. So again, thank you everybody for being here. We really appreciate you taking time out of your night. I'm sure with children and dinner or spouses or significant others, it is a crazy time in the evening. So if you hear my children yelling in the background, please pay no mind. They're just winding down for the evening. So one thing, if you have not been on Twitter today, then you have not heard that Edgewood ISD has a National Merit Scholar. So, and that student is Michael Uribe from Memorial. So huge congratulations to Michael Uribe and Memorial. What a wonderful and amazing blessing, and it just proves all his hard work. So there's a process that's going to continue, and we'll hear about that soon. But again, congratulations, Michael. This is a huge honor. And this is actually part of our superintendent board goals. It is under goal number 1, focus on student support and success. So how exciting is this? So again, everybody, if y'all can do some shout outs to Mr. Michael on Twitter, on Instagram, on wherever you can find him. This is an amazing experience. So now I will invite Mr. Chavez to take over the rest of the presentation.
Okay. Good evening, Edgewood. How are you all doing? By the looks of all the people that have submitted for their campus, I'm really dying to see who's going to win tonight. I want to start off with our Vision 2025, with our mission and our vision and our outcome to graduate all scholars, college, career, or military ready per their expected date of graduation. And I believe Michael really gives us an excellent example of how these outcomes, how we're meeting these outcomes. I definitely want to reflect on our core values of professionalism to our craft, our accountability to others, and that we have communication skills that allows us to message everything that's happening in this very tumultuous time of COVID. Of course, we have our 5 board superintendent goals, and also our 5 superintendent goals as they are couched by our budget. And you can see that those numbers provide an opportunity for us to be transparent with how our total $104 million and some change is being distributed amongst the 5 board superintendent goals. Also, just to give you a recap of our 5 innovation zones, these 5 innovation has not stopped with COVID. We are continuing forward with all of our innovation zones. If you could advance to the next slide, Ms. McCoulis. Thank you. As you know, for year 1 of innovation, which we just exited last year, we are now, and then we had our Gardendale Pre-K for SA, our STEAM School of Innovation with their partners of Friends of P-TECH, and of course for year 2, Gus Garcia, our Gus Garcia University School, partnering with Texas A&M San Antonio, as well as our Burleson School of Education, Innovation and Education is now its own campus. So 3 cheers for everyone. Year 3 next year, we're looking with a partnership with our schools of innovation for Perales, Las Palmas, and Winston, and John F. Kennedy. We are now moving into our 3rd year of innovation, and we have our largest number of schools that we are now encountering for year 3. Next slide, Ms. McCoulis. I want to bring us back to our 5 guiding principles that Dr. Hernandez had brought forth in terms of how we're innovating with how we are dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. We want to make sure that we have our accurate and timely communication. And I want to have a shout out to all of our elementary principals who finished their town halls just moments ago. Lots of good comments from our audiences, and we have our middle school and high school town halls coming up the next few days. Again, health and safety is number 1 as we look for transitioning our first 25% next week. We want to make sure that we have continuity and also have mental health and well-being on our radar, as this is a very difficult time for everyone in the FOAMs, for our students, for family members, and also for us sitting out here in the audience. We cannot forget our Edgewood family, that we have to be sure that we're checking in with everyone as we go forward. And not to leave this for last, but this is really our primary piece, is during all this tumultuous time, we have high quality instruction. And I want to thank our teachers for all of the hard work that they put in, dealing with, as we just saw with Ms. McCoulis's dog in the background, there's always these outside pieces that we have to make sure that we're managing as we're providing that high quality instruction. And as for educational equity, we are looking at providing, we did provide a one-to-one device. Our technology department, a shout out to them, have done a very good job in providing these devices and acquiring additional devices for many of our staff members, and as well as looking at having that connectivity with our various networks. Ms. McCoulis? So let's look at guiding principle number 1. Our challenge, as I said earlier, still continues with COVID. We do not have a cure. I know that there was some talk about a possible cure coming out, and there was some challenges that happened just recently, I believe this morning. And so there are our scientists and doctors and researchers are still looking for that cure. During this time, however, we have mobilized lunches for our students. We've mobilized devices for our students. And of course, to deliver instruction, which remains our purpose. It is still the same, to deliver high quality instruction to our students so that we have more Michael Uribis coming up and being successful across the board. So next slide, Ms. McCoulis. I want to reflect now on our remote learning for schools. Our positivity rate for San Antonio has fallen to 6.7%. As you can see where the arrow lies, just to the left, or far left of the moderate, almost to the green area. And this health directive for local schools was issued back on August 7th to provide us guidance in how we phase in our in-person instruction. Again, next week, September 14th, we're bringing students back, 25% of them. Ms. McCoulis? So our transition period 1 ends this Friday. Transition period 2 starts on the 14th. And we have asked all teachers and staff to report to work at the campus department office level. However, any teacher or staff who is unable should contact our human resources to complete the FFCRA Families First Coronavirus Response Act paperwork. On the 25th, we have the end of our 6 weeks, and it's also time for our parents to provide their commitment form if they want to make any changes for the second 6 weeks. We had this conversation last night at our board study session, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the number of commitment forms we have collected, and we are still trying to get all of those. Of course, those who do not submit a commitment form will default to the remote learning. Ms. McCoulis? So we are looking at this phase in here for the first week of 25% of our students, focusing on special education students, bilingual students, students that may have some SEL challenges, and also those students who perhaps have limited or unreliable internet connections. And I want to thank all the teachers out there, the WINS teachers, for conducting their survey. We have a very accurate count, our number of students who do not have access to reliable internet connections. I do know that we're expecting within the next couple of weeks our first order of hotspots, and this particular data that you all have so diligently collected over these past several weeks is going to help us determine who those individuals will be. So phase in of 25% of our students starts next week, the week of the 14th to the 18th. For the week of the 21st and the 25th, we're still going to stay at that 25%. However, Ms. McCoulis, as we head into our third week, we will phase in an additional 25% of those students who need face-to-face instruction, and also our extracurricular activities should remain limited at that time. Of course, we'll be looking at still passing out those hotspots. Ms. McCoulis? So our fourth and final week is the week of October 5th. October 9th is our last day of our second period of transition. However, on October 12th is when we will bring in everyone who is selected on campus instruction, those who've selected the virtual and on campus, and of course, those individuals who will remain at home with our virtual remote learning. Last count, we had approximately 58% choosing the remote, with the remaining numbers pretty well divided between options of hybrid and on campus. Ms. McCoulis? So just to point out, this October 12th date, we just came out of Labor Day. We'll begin to fulfill those commitment requests. But again, this is going to give us an idea of how Labor Day will affect us. As you saw earlier, we're on the very low range from the health advisory from Metro Health. And we believe that hopefully those numbers or that scale will still keep going down to the left. Ms. McCoulis. Have you ever had the feeling perhaps that you felt like you're kind of going round and round, and with all the changes that we've had from TEA, from the state of Texas, from our local Metro Health, I know that we've been trying to maintain this communication. And as we manage this COVID piece, we hope that you remain on this path as we transition into our transition number 2. So thank you all very much for your commitment to our students and to our commitment to quality instruction to our students in this time of COVID. Thank you and good evening. Ms. McCoulis.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. I appreciate you. So one thing I want to remind everybody is guiding principle number 2 is health and safety. So our operations division has been constantly working and tweaking on anything that we have done in the district. You've seen the plexiglass going up if you're on the campus right now, you have seen the plexiglass going up in the offices, the new sanitation machines that we have going around. You have heard about the new air filters that will be going in or that have started going in. So as the year progresses, as each day goes on, our operations division will continue to monitor the guidelines that they have for all the safety procedures they put in place. If they need to tweak something, if we need to do more of something, then we're going to continue to do that. So thank you. If you see any of our operations people, please thank them. They've been working every single day, nonstop, as well as our custodial team, our cafeteria team. So if you see them walking the halls while you're at campus, just give them a thank you. They've been working really hard. And sometimes it goes, we forget to say thank you. So if you could just say that, it goes a long way. So up next, I will have Ms. Dominguez. Oh, and real quick before Ms. Dominguez gets on, I see that we have new employees that have just logged on. So for those that haven't heard, we will be giving away to a campus an appreciation from McDonald's, one free breakfast combo meal, but you have to put your name and the campus that you're at. So whichever campus has the most participants, I will be sending these over to you all. And if you have any questions or comments regarding anything that you hear, please put them in the Q&A. We may not get to answer those Q&A this evening, but we will compile them and send them out just the way I did this last time. So Ms. Dominguez. We can't hear you. You're off of mute, but let's see. Are you going to log out and log back in? Okay, I'll play some music while you're doing that. How does that sound? It's always a fun evening when we have technical difficulties, but that's the world of technology that we have today. So I'm going to play a quick song real quick um, before. Oh wait. We'll do a different one. There we go. Yes, we can.
Okay, sorry, my laptop was doing that earlier today. I apologize for that, everybody. Good evening. Welcome this evening to our town hall. I want to talk a little bit about high quality instruction and give you an update on learner engagement. So Olga, if you'll advance. First off, I want to start with a big thank you to our teachers and our staff. It has been an amazing couple of weeks. So there's some samples here of great pictures. Have had a chance to dive into classrooms and see our kids fully engaging with teachers. So teachers, thank you. We know this isn't easy work. This has actually been very challenging work. It has pushed us all to our limits, but super impressive what we're seeing in the classroom. Both synchronous and asynchronous work is really excelling at this time. And so a big shout out to our teachers for reaching out, supporting kids and scaffolding. I heard such great language with our students today as I listened in office hours. It's all about what can we do to make it easier for our kids, even though we're struggling as much as they are right now and waiting for us to get back to normal. Olga, will you advance? So remember, our goals for remote learning are really to increase learner engagement in remote learning by providing high quality synchronous and asynchronous instruction. We're going to do that by building those 4 C's: confidence, collaboration, courage, and clarity. And we've seen so many examples of that in the last couple of weeks. So I really want to thank our staff and all of our team members at academics, from special ed to dyslexia and bilingual, and our content coordinators. Everybody has been digging in deep and providing a lot of support to our teachers. So one thing that I want us to keep in mind when we talk about making sure that our learners are engaged in high quality instruction is that, as Phil mentioned earlier in the presentation, right now about over 50% of our students are still requesting to stay in the remote learning environment. That means that what we push out online has to really be of high quality to engage them academically. Olga, if you'll advance. So what is the difference between participation and engagement? If you'll take a minute just to post in the chat, what do you think is the difference between participation and engagement? I'm going to wait for a couple of responses. And if I have to, I'll pop into the panelists. There we go. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Erica. So exactly, Ms. Talarczyk. So participation is showing up and being present. Engaged is being really engaged in the academic work. And this is important to what we're doing right now so that our kids don't lose any more ground academically. Olga, if you'll advance. Why does it matter if our kids are engaged? So let's talk about why it matters. When we look at this, there's a lot of research about the impact of engagement on learner expectations. And so the number one thing that we look at is our consistent opportunities to engage in grade appropriate assignments, strong high quality instruction that our students receive, deep engagement in what they're learning, and teachers who hold high expectations and believe that kids can meet grade level standards. COVID-19 closures have really set our kids at a disadvantage, and many of our kids were already at a disadvantage academically. So it's critical that we go a little bit deeper and provide high quality instruction in the forum that they're engaged in the current time. So high quality student engagement is getting deeper into content, not just showing up and getting that attendance credit. And what happens when our students are highly engaged is that they grow substantially, both academically and cognitively. And so we want to make sure that our kids are hitting those high levels. We're going to be doing a lot of work around that in the coming weeks and engaging kids at the academic rigor that we would have expected to see if they were on site learning with us. So what you're going to see coming out from academics is we will begin EDGE meetings in the next couple of weeks. Those will be led through our department. We're going to work collectively on that. But you're going to see a learner engagement profile that matches similar to what we rolled out in the spring. We're going to work with the WINS teachers to really talk about students that are online highly engaged, students that are periodically engaged, that are making contact but not engaging in academic work, and then those students that we're still not having consistent contact or engagement with. So there'll be 4 categories that we're looking at to support students and move them up in their levels of engagement. Why do we need to do this? So in the spring, we collected all of that data around our student learner profiles. What we found is that about 27% of our kids were highly engaged online. We had 11% that were not connected or engaged at all, and that's just not acceptable. So we want to make sure that we're connecting with all of our kids, that we're moving them into deep levels of engagement, not just getting them to log on and say, I'm here for my attendance credit, but making sure that they're making the academic progress that we know that they can make even in these difficult times. So what does this mean for you, the teacher? So some things that'll be happening here pretty soon is that we have been working closely with TNTP as a partner. They've been analyzing that data. I've shared some of those data pieces with you, gone a little bit deeper with our campus principals and shared student level data and campus level data on levels of engagement during the school closure in the spring, based on your feedback as teachers with the student learner profile. What we'll be looking at next is you'll get a report on the students in your current WINS class. It'll show you what their levels of engagement were last spring, and then what are some strategies that we can use to create higher levels of engagement from those students this fall and keep them very connected to school and to their academic work. Students and families will also be receiving a copy of this. So this will be sent out to our parents so that they know how their students did in the spring, how to best support them right now with remote learning if they're continuing that environment, or maybe they need to consider looking at bringing their students in based on the fact that they're struggling with the remote learning environment. You will see that students are going to be asked to complete a weekly survey in WINS. It's going to be very simplistic. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to be really just right on. How did you engage in WINS this week? I know some of our campuses have already started some of this work, so a big shout out to those of you that have been going deep on engagement. We're going to keep that train going and make sure that we're working collectively to get feedback from the kids and then also feedback from the families. So the families will also engage in some feedback processes. They'll be getting a text message at the end of the 6 weeks asking them how their students have done with engagement and what's going well and what they probably need some more support on. Go ahead, Olga. So I just wanted to share this picture as I close up with you today. When we talk about learner engagement in an asynchronous and synchronous environment, it looks a little bit different than what we're accustomed to in the classroom. But this picture came across my desk today and just wanted to share it because when we think about engagement, this is what it looks like. This is what we want to see when we're looking at our learners, even online, that they're laughing, they're having fun, and they're deeply engaged with their teachers and with the content that's being shared. So thank you so much, teachers, for connecting with kids these last couple of weeks, for doing everything that you can to bridge those gaps. We're going to go a little bit deeper now and start making sure that they're academically engaged at the highest levels possible. So thank you very much, Olga, and look forward to working with you guys in EDGE in the next week.
Thank you, Ms. Dominguez. And one more time, because we have new people that have joined us. So if you have just joined us, for the campus that has the most people joining us today, or for the department, you will receive a gift card, or it's a little kind of like a coupon, I guess you could say, one free breakfast combo meal, but you have to put your name and your campus in the chat box, and we will collect all the information, and then we will calculate which campus and which department. So it'll be one department and 3 campuses. Whoever has the most people joining will get It's actually a huge pack of these sent to your campus, and your principal will be able to send all this out to you. See. So again, so put your name and your campus in the chat box. And if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A and we will get to them, try to get to them today. If not, we will collect all the information and send it out to you all. So next we have guiding principle number 5, educational equity. So we know that as we're preparing for transition, our safe start has been what we've been using to start the school year off. Our intended learning outcomes, we're going to provide an update on the district-wide actions taken to keep students and teachers safe during the on-campus learning, to share student support services, communications in preparation for transition 2, and to share on-campus support for teachers and students during this transition. So again, what have we been doing is coordinating, preparation through coordinating. We have had special ed, get iPads ready. We have met with different groups going over all the health and safety protocols. We have been setting up classrooms. So that's just a little bit of what everybody has been doing as a whole. Again, we're equipping our students for learning, whether it's technology devices, school supply devices, and even food. We've been doing our food drives. As you can see in the pictures here are the backpack and school supply giveaways that we've been giving to all the campuses, as well as everybody getting a device, because we are a one-to-one device district. Leading through times of change. So there have been TEA tabletop exercises. We've been looking at the local and state health guidance, and we've had district-led professional development. Campus preparation. So every campus has school reentry plans. If you have not seen your campus reentry plan, please go, or the campus safe start video, please go to your campus websites. All those are located there. If your parents have questions regarding this while you're in a Teams class with your students, let them know that this is somewhere that they can find this information, is on their district web pages. Again, we will always keep our students safe, making sure we're sanitizing, making sure we're checking temperatures, making sure everybody has a mask and we're washing hands, and we're trying to stay socially distanced apart. Small group instruction. We know that this is going to be something that we're going to be doing in the given time. We know that next week with the 25% of students, which is about 5 students per class, and not everybody may want to take that option. Some people may still want to keep their children at home, and we're aware of that, but we want to make sure that we offer the opportunity for our students that most need it the most. We're always going to communicate early, communicate often, which I believe we've been doing since the start of the pandemic. We're going to make sure that services are provided for our students, whatever means that it may be. We're going to propose, and we're going to make sure that we get student voice and parent voice, making sure that their social service needs are met, making sure that our students have Wi-Fi. I know right now I'm working on getting some Wi-Fi for one of our families that's in desperate need, that has eight students, 8 kids in the family. So those are just some of the things that we're doing. Remote and in-class instruction is going to start. We know that this is going to be scary for a lot of you all, and some of y'all have been there coming in every day, and we appreciate you. We appreciate the ones that are at home doing this, because I know it is difficult, especially if you're trying to teach at home and have kids. I have kids. You could probably hear them in the background. But we thank you for everything you're doing, and I know that, that it's going to be different. But we're all here for the same reason, is to educate our amazing students we have in Edgewood. So again, commitment forms are due on the 25th of this month. What we have been noticing is that parents who say have 3 children, 2 children, or more than 1 child only filled a commitment form for 1 child instead of all their actual students. So if you have a family, just remind them that to please fill out those commitment forms. So as of right now, we have 58% of students wanting, or families wanting remote learning. We have 22 with hybrid and 20% with on-site learning. So again, those commitment forms are found on the website, and they are due on the 25th. We will continue to communicate early and communicate often. We want to instill confidence in everybody, celebrating the successes. The way we have started, I will say, I am proud of how we have done it. compared to other districts, it really makes me happy to work for the district that I'm in. We've never skipped a beat. Yes, we've had a little bit of hiccups, but we always came back, tweaked it, and try to do the best we can for our students. Sharing in the academic plan, the expectations, we're going to constantly review our safety protocols and procedures. That's one thing that we said we were going to do to you all. We will continue to do that weekly, daily, as needed to make sure that we're doing everything that we can, providing the wraparound services for our students. We know that they may still need those counseling services. So SEL is very important. We do still have that hotline going up, and it is actually on our website. So if you know a student is in need or needs help, or even the family, please let them have that number and allow them to contact the appropriate departments so they can get help. And if they are requesting service, please let them know that we're here for them. So today we had the elementary town halls, as stated before, is from 5 to 5:45, and that was also for the early learning, early childhood centers. Tomorrow will be middle school. That will start at 5:30 to 6:15, and then high school from 6:30 to 7:15. So if you can just remind your families that these town halls with the principal will be tomorrow for the secondary campuses. Again, we're always going to want to make sure that we collaborate with everybody. We're going to provide confidence, clarity. I know we spoke about the gentleman from Wren last night at our board meeting. So he is a first-year teacher and he's ready to go, been coming to campus. So we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's been doing it from home. So again, clarity, courage, and communication. Student transition will be 25% on September 14th. So this will be for selected students that we know need the help. So students that don't have consistent Wi-Fi, or students that are ELL or bilingual or special ed. I know we've said it before, but again, we just want to remind you. So if you have any students that fit in this category, please talk to your principal and let them know this is a student I think needs to be here because they need the face-to-face support. We will provide individualized instruction material, health and hygiene. If you notice that we have plexiglass, I'm not sure if you can really see that one, where if a student, say, is feeling ill in the class, we're going to make sure that they are self-contained and put them in an area where they won't be around anybody. Again, we're going to wear a mask, making sure we let them know the mask protocols, intentional seating, keeping students in different areas of the room, making sure we have the hallway protocols all up and everybody knows that they need to wash their hands, sanitize their area. Let's see. So again, during the 4-week, again, I'm going to say this one more time, commitment forms are due on the 25th. So during the 4-week transition period, we're going to make sure that we're reconnecting with all our teachers, students, and families. We're going to be reinventing new protocols because as the weeks and days go by, things are going to change. Things are constantly changing. Things have changed since March, since the pandemic began. So we're going to make sure that we reinvent what we need to. We're going to reassure the community that we're here for them. We're going to reestablish norms and procedures. We're going to be reframing the campus continuity and consistency. Again, principal town hall meetings, another one will be the round 2. So ECC and elementary will be October 5th, middle school will be October 6th, and high school will be the 7th. Now on to, I know you have heard a lot about our family engagement department as well as our police department. So if you were not aware, we have an EISD Parent Connect that's run by our family engagement department. So this is a place where you can send our parents if they need any information. We still have our parent university that's been going on. So we have a social media safety class. We had one last week. This week, it's going to be a social media safety class. A lot of our parents have asked for this. So if you know that they need this, please share this flyer with them. It is on our website and it is on Twitter. We will continue to be giving food giveaways. We passed out 1,700 boxes of food today to our community. Our community still needs our help. So it started today at 9, but we had cars lined outside of central office starting at 7:30 this morning. So we know that our families are in need. If you know of a family that is in need, give our police department, our community resource a call, or let them know when the next food giveaway will be. Information and updates. So these are just a few other tidbits I want to let you know is that we will continue to look for our students. One thing that we know is we are missing more than a few students in our classroom. So if you know you had a student last year that you haven't seen, give them a call or let our parent liaisons know, because they've been going door to door, knocking on doors, making sure that our students know that we're here for them. So we will continue to look for our students, and we hope that if you know you haven't seen a student or you talk to a colleague and one of a student should be in their class, let them know how to get a hold of them or let us know how we can help. So UIL, important UIL updates. So these are dates that I'm going to go over with. Again, these can be constantly changing. This is just all depending on the regulations and guidelines that UIL has given our athletes. So first day of strength and conditioning and sports specific skills will be October 5th. So we do have tentative first games. One thing I do want to remind you all is that the district that we are in, the majority of the schools that we play is SAISD. We play about seven schools from SAISD, and they have opted to start October 5th. So with that said, the first day for strength and conditioning and sports specific skills will be October 5th. The tentative first games, volleyball, we have October 16th. Football is October 29th. Cross country and team tennis is still to be determined. Cross country and team tennis must certify district champions by 10/24. And 10/24 for team tennis and October 31st for cross country. So this is a really exciting partnership that we have with Girl Scouts. So what Girl Scouts has offered, they have created a program called Girl Scouts KEYS program. KEYS stands for Keep Educating Youth Safely. So this is for girls only, but if you have students that are in kinder to 12th grade, or if you are an employee that needs somewhere for your daughter to go during remote learning, please fill out this form. We need to let our parents know. So if we have parents that are working, but they don't qualify for the 25%, any girls that are enrolled in Edgewood will be able to be a part of this program. They are going to have 10 girls per room. They will have a tutor there to help them throughout the day for their class sessions, whether it's seesaw, whether it's teams, they'll be there to help. They will get breakfast and lunch provided. There will not be transportation, so they will need to be dropped off at the Girl Scout Center. It will open at 7:30 till the end of the day for high school kiddos. What else? There is a number on here, and I will post this. I wanted to make sure that we let you all know first. So if you have any students or any families that have girls that need somewhere to go during remote learning, please reach out to the Girl Scouts customer care number or the email provided. And in order to save a seat, you have to register, and the link is on this form. I will send out all of this information in an email so it'd be easier to access. So please, principals, teachers, let your families know that this is an option. We're excited to start this partnership with Girl Scouts. So we really appreciate us getting this going for our students. Again, if you are unable for any reason to start work, please contact our Human Resources Department, so our risk management, to fill out the form. If you went to the EQ series that we had with Miss Libby, our second EQ series will be September 24th at 6 p.m. That link will go out, as well as we have the video on, it should be on our district webpage. So it was a great series. We had a really good talk throughout it. So if you didn't get to join the first one, don't worry, you can still join the second one. The link will be provided that week, and she normally sends out a couple of handouts for us to send you, so you can work on that during our session, and it's an hour long. Again, these are the virtual town hall meetings that we'll be having. Whew, that was a lot. So let's see, let me stop sharing this now. Okay, so it is 6:44. I'm going to leave it open for a little bit, but one more giveaway we're actually going to do. So Since your name is already on there, I am actually going to get a little gift bundle together, and I'm going to put everybody, I'm going to do it live so y'all can see me actually do it. So I'm going to get everybody's name. So make sure your name and your campus is in the chat box. So if you haven't done that yet, please make sure your name and campus is in the chat box. I have a gift bundle I'll be giving out, so I don't want to think anybody that I'm picking anybody specific. So I will be posting it. You cannot, Miss Johnson, you cannot put your name in there more than once. And if you did, I'm gonna have to take it out. But thank you for asking. So make sure your name is in here, and it's gonna be a gift bundle. So it's really exciting that we're going to be doing this. It's the first time I'm doing it. So if you put your name, I'll put it in, and then we will see if you win. But your name has to be in the chat. You can't have a friend put you in there. So again, name will be for McDonald's, which campus and which department has the most, and for a gift bundle. We're going to leave the Q&A open for a while. So if you have questions, please put them in there and we will get to them shortly. Yes, it's a gift bundle and it's a secret. I'm excited. I'm very excited though. And I'm going to see if I can get more people to add more stuff for my contacts. So put your name in there, people. All right, let's see. Go Chargers, Mix Roxanne. I see that. All right, well, thank you so much, Edgewood family. I'm so excited that y'all were able to log on tonight. Like I said, I know sometimes it can be tough doing it after hours when you have a family to take care of, significant other, or anybody. So we really appreciate you being here. Oh, Sergeant Riffle, I see you. I really appreciate you being here with us this evening. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A, and I will leave it open for a few minutes before we turn it off. Let's see. All right. Okay.